Hello there, my name is Devine and welcome to my studio. This is day 8 of a 31-day belly dance makeup vlogging challenge. Every day through the month of July 2016, I'm going to be presenting a different makeup look. Today I'm not doing belly dance makeup. Instead, I'm going to a rock concert tonight, so I'm going to put on some rocker chick makeup. Now, when I got started belly dancing a couple of decades ago, I wore rocker chick makeup all the time. Now, a couple of days ago, I did a real goth look, but today I'm going to do a very smoked out, very classic sort of rock and roll style eye that I used to wear to concerts. And as of today, I still do. I have already put on my foundation and my concealer, and I've added a cream blush and a little bit of powder contour in the hollows of my cheek. The contour comes from this very affordable $6 e.l.f. contour palette. I used this slightly yellowish color under my eyes. I used this contour color to create a contour, and I used what they say is a highlighting powder just all over as a loose dusting to set. I bought this e.l.f. contour palette to experiment with because I really hadn't played with contouring. I bought this little $6 affordable kit that I picked up at Target. After playing with this e.l.f. contour palette, I'm not sure if I would invest in a more expensive palette. This has served me just fine. I did invest in this Rimmel palette, which you've seen me use a couple of times, which has a highlight, what I would consider a bronzer, and a very cool toned blush. And I think between these two, I've got all my bases covered. And face products only last so long, and it's good to buy things to experiment with cheaply, and when you know what you like, invest in more expensive items. When I'm wearing a regular foundation, I always put sunscreen on underneath it. This summer I am using the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Liquid in SPF 70. What I like about this is it doesn't leave a white cast on my skin because it is a chemical sunscreen, and it sinks in, but I like to let it really have its moment on my skin. I don't put on makeup for at least half an hour. The blush I used today, the cream blush, comes from the Boots No. 7 line, and I chose a very rosy pink today, and I blended it in. I put it in the same place I always put my blush. That's not very exciting. Somebody messaged me asking what was the make and model of the moisturizer I was using before I put my makeup on the last couple of days. It's the Garnier Moisture Rescue. It's the extra dry formula, and it's pink. Now there's also a blue one for normal skin. I like this. Everybody who's over 40 knows that it's a constant struggle to stay hydrated, even if you've got oily skin. Now I'm going to continue on with my rocker chick look. I'm going to start with my eyes, do my eyebrows, and then put on lips. But rather than bore you with the details, I'm just going to go and put them on. So my first layer of eyeshadow, it comes from the BH Cosmetics Modern Mattes palette, and it's 3 shades. There's a medium brown that I took from my lid to my brow bone here. Then I took a deeper brown from the eyelashes into the crease and blended it into that mid-tone brown. And then I added some matte black eyeshadow just over the lid. I have blended, spent quite a good time blending it. And you know what? I could probably blend it for another hour, but ain't got time for that, right? 3 colors from the Foiled Eyes eyeshadow palette from BH Cosmetics. I'm using a goldy bronze color from my eyelid to my brow bone. Basically everywhere I put the mid-tone brown, and over the mobile lid, I've put a redder, more deeper bronze color, and that went over all the areas that I had smudged with black. I used a tiny little brush to go in and dab in some gold at the inner corner here, just to bring some light into that area. The key to this look and other smoky eye looks is spending a lot of time going back and forth in a windshield wiper motion, blending up and down and blending. So I used my e.l.f. smudging brush and I used my hydration spray to intensify the already shimmery foiled shades. I took my dampened brush and I dipped it into the colors and I applied them damp. So the color became more vibrant, and you can see up close, became much more intense. So I'm going to take a look at myself in the mirror Again, hooded eye girls know that you have to look in the mirror straight on to make sure that you can still see some of the eye shadow, that it just doesn't disappear into your deepest, darkest crevices. And to get a really smoky, dark rocker chick eye, you gotta go in with a tight liner. Using this Physicians Formula shimmer stick this came in the Blue Eyes trio. I go in and I darken up the inner waterline. Using a very black pencil to tightline the upper waterline actually makes your lashes look more intense. Because I'm wearing such a dark eyeshadow look, I don't need to put on false eyelashes. So I'm just going to put in a nice, big, thick, chunky line, but without a wing tonight. I go in with the same Physicians Formula pencil and I do the upper line because I want a thick, smudgy line. Using the same pencil, I'm gonna run it along my lower lash line. Not gonna put this on the lower waterline because I want that little white edge of skin to help give the illusion that my eye is actually bigger. So when you blacken the top, it makes your lash line look thicker and darker. When you darken the bottom, if you have large eyes, it can make a brilliant frame, but if you have small eyes, it can have a tendency to tighten everything up. There you go. I'm gonna smudge out that Physicians Formula liner. I'm gonna run a bead of black gel liner over the top of my lash line. So I'm going to take a little bit of bronze and just smoke out the bottom of the lid with this goldy bronzy color. Become blacker and slide down my face, especially if I start dancing. And I will be dancing. Let's get real. There's no if, it's only when. The next thing I do is put on my lipstick. To make my lipstick really last, at the beginning of this process, I put on a lip balm to really soften and smooth. For a deep, dark rocker chick lip, I go in with a very plummy, dark lip liner. This one happens to be from Milani. This lip liner is pretty creamy. So once I've got that deep, dark, wine-colored lip, I'm going to add a bright wash of red over the top. Nice, deep, bluey red Milani lipstick. This is called Matte Iconic number 68. Because I'm a belly dancer and I like to experiment with bright reds, I have a lot of bright red lipstick. I use lip liners and create a cocktail look where you really do an offbeat or odd pairing. This deep, deep burgundy with bright red over it really creates a multi-dimensional lip look that can't be replicated just with one single swipe from a tube. Although this isn't a belly dance look for me at this stage in my career, this is a look that I've worn in the past and that would work for a gothic, fusion, tribal-y sort of dancer, or somebody who's doing a very retro 1920s look and wants a very deep Theta Bara sort of smoked out eye. I call this my rocker chick look, and I'm about to go and be a rocker chick. I hope that you have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow for another look.